Doesn't it feel great to be alive on a Friday afternoon or a Friday evening on YouTube as a beautiful human being or what? Hey guys, Ryan here. Hope all you guys are having an awesome week so far and a magical Friday as well. It is Friday! Woo woo! Happy beloved Friday. Hope you guys are having a lovely Friday and I hope you guys are excited for the weekend. Woo woo. Get it? The woo woo, because I'm excited, I'm pumped up, I'm energized. I got the Friday vibes going on and maybe the weekend vibes. All right. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the channel of Positive Time with Ryan. You're probably going to say, what is your story time for today? And that's a good question. Today is going to be my life experience with my biological dad. Okay, so guys, if you don't know, I was born very, very sick. So many times I was supposed to die, and thank God I survived. The thing is, guys, my mom and my dad filed for divorce a few weeks after I was born. My dad was a Vietnam vet. He was a POW, that's a prisoner of war. My dad did go through hell as a POW. Luckily, he escaped. But my dad did not really want a whole big part of my life growing up. He called my mom. He wanted to be around me. My mom actually let him. But I want you to understand, though, I'm 27 years old, guys. The last time I saw my dad was about 16 years ago. The last time I spoke to my dad at all was about 28 months ago. And growing up, having a dad, you know, that's not really in your life, it was beyond hell. I got teased for it. At one point, I got bullied and beat up for it. I was beat up to the extent I actually had to go to the ER and get checked out. And all that. And you know what? I took a beating of my lifetime, and all that. And the one thing that people say they couldn't believe about that beating is I didn't cry. I got kicked in the ribs, the gut, and I smiled. And when people ask me, why did you smile at that person kicking your ass? And why did you not beg them to stop? Because I knew I could take it. I knew it. I knew I knew they're not going to kill me. I knew they were going to stop. And I'm just going to take it. And I smiled. And when a teacher broke him up, I got up and I shoved the principal out of the way. And I said, is that all you got? And I'm a fifth grader saying this. Is that all you got? And yeah, got that beating. That was about a 15-minute beating. And the funny thing is, when I went to the school nurse, I said, it's not a big deal because I'm still alive, you know. But the thing is, guys, getting that from not having a dad in your life is very sad. But I want you to understand, guys, when I was young going through this, I finally, my psychologist looked at me and he said, you know, Ryan, two things. There's going to be a time your dad may reach out to you for forgiveness. And I want you to remember these words. When that time comes, it is your choice on whether you forgive him or not. And nobody can make that choice for you but you. My dad called me my senior year of high school. And he said he was going to come out and be at my graduation. A week before I graduated, he called me and he said he was going to be there and all that. And he was going to be at my graduation party my mom was throwing. My graduation came and, you know, I had all this big surprise and all that. And my my mom drove me down to the restaurant, and I came the graduation party. They're like, surprise, congratulations. I had friends, I had family, everybody hugging me. And then I realized it. There was someone missing, someone not there. And I want you guys to guess who that was. It was my dad, right? Yeah, you're probably like, yeah. So, I pulled my mom aside and said, I'm graduating and I'm going to be walking across the stage in about 5 hours. Was my dad. And she, my mom sat me down at my graduation party one-on-one, and she said, let's go and talk. And I'm like, is there something wrong? I mean, like, what happened? She said, Ryan, I don't know. She's like, I apologize for having to tell you this the day you graduate, and yet alone at your graduation party. But she's like, your dad canceled his flight reservation out here a few days ago. And I found out, and I wanted to tell you, but I also chose not to. And she's like, I know you're going to be pissed off. But she's like, in 5 hours, you are walking across that stage, and I want you to know that you deserve it. And I want you to walk across that stage and just do this for me, Ryan. I'm getting emotional. She's like, I want you to remember that this is not your fault. Your dad lied to you. Your dad, in a way, stabbed you in the back. And she's like, Ryan, I'm mad at him too. And she's like, I will promise you this. When he calls, you can say whatever you want. You can threaten him. You could go ballistic on him, because this is the biggest day of your life. And 5 hours later, I walked across that stage, and I hugged my VP, and I hugged the principal, and I hugged my girlfriend, and I hugged my friends. And I went to my graduation, my senior party with my class, and I had a good time. And then the next day came, and I realized it. I'm like, all right. About a month later, I got a call from my dad, and he said congratulations, and he sent me $2,000 in cash, seriously. And I did something insane. Instead of taking the money and thanking him, I made my mom video me ripping the cash apart. I burnt the envelope on fire, and I made my mom video it, and I made my mom send it to him, because my mom told me not to do that. She's like, you're not going to do that. And I said, remember what you told me the day I graduated. When it comes, you gave me permission to do anything. This is what I want to do. And my mom sat, my girlfriend heard, and my girlfriend sat me down and said, Ryan, look at me. She's like, I love you. And she's like, she's like, Ryan, I can't imagine how you're feeling, but she's like, Ryan, please don't do this. Please don't do this. She's like, Ryan, let's just we'll go get coffee, and me and you could talk about it. So I did. My girlfriend said, Ryan, there's something I need to tell you, and you may get mad at me. She's like, I found out about this the day your dad did this, and I didn't want to tell you about Ryan because I love you. I care about you. She's like, we're graduating together, Finally, long story short, I chose to do it anyway. And I told my girlfriend, I'm like, listen, I love you. You are literally the love of my life right now. But I'm like, I need to do this because it's not going to go away. And I have to do it. And I did it. And my mom sent it. And my dad then called and wanted to speak to me. And my mom said the words I never thought she would say. She said, Bill, because it's my dad's name, she said, you betrayed your own son on the biggest moment of his freaking life. You want me to hand the phone to him so he could go off on you? Or do you want me to just be nice to you and explain it? And, 20 months ago, my dad wanted to send me a gift. And I said something, and kids, if you're watching this, please don't say this to your parents. Don't even say it to your dad. I said, if you want me to come down there and see you because you're very sick and very ill, there's going to be something you have to guarantee me, and you need to do it. And I'm like, I'm not coming down there to love you. I'm not coming down there to say you're my dad. I'm coming down there to get answers that I've wanted ever since I was a little kid. And I better have those answers by the time I land. And I'm like, I know when I land in Texas at that airport, I got a 5-hour drive to get to your house. The minute I land, if I don't have those answers, I'm back on a plane back to Boise. And I'm like, you need to promise me that, because I'm taking my mom with me. And he promised me. So I called my dad as we were landing, and I said, where are my answers? And I got off the plane in Fort Worth, Texas, a beautiful city, by the way. And my dad, he didn't answer, so I got on the next flight out. 5 hours after I landed, I was right back to Boise. And I told my mom, I'm like, you cannot stop me from doing what I want to do now for my dad. And I told my mom, I will take any accountability that gets me in trouble. And I'm like, you need to just stay out of it. So she did. Then my dad called, and he said, why did you not come? And I said, you promised me answers that I didn't get. The minute I landed, I'm like, I called you from 5 minutes before I landed, and you didn't have answers for me. That's why I left. So I'm like, you know what, Dad? I'm like, you are very ill. You are very sick, and I'm not going to be there for you now. I don't think you deserve that. Now, my dad, guys, tried over the past number of months. He's tried to, send me money and all that. And he's even watched my YouTube videos and say how he's proud of me and all that. And the reality is, guys, it really isn't. This is a guy that is, I don't even consider him my dad. And I'm not upset to say, I'm not ashamed, I'm not embarrassed, because, guys, he lied to me my whole life. And the day I graduated, that was going to be the first time I've seen him since 2009. And I was looking forward, more than graduating, I was looking forward to maybe starting over with my dad, and it didn't happen. But my entire YouTube team knows my story with my dad, and they look at me and they said, Ryan, you literally did stuff that I don't know a lot of people would do. You stood up for yourself. You didn't let your dad control and manipulate the situation, and all that. My dad's family, all my dad's very close friends heard what I did, and they defended me, and they really said that you made the biggest mistake stabbing your own son in the back. Guys, he didn't just stab me in the back. He stabbed me in the back, the biggest moment of my life. And, my grandma died the year before, but when I walked across the stage graduating, I felt my grandma's presence. My grandma died the year before I graduated, and I remember just feeling her presence with me, and guys, and that was something I love about my graduating, is my grandma passed away, and I could feel her holding my hand as I walked across that stage. And so despite my dad, guys, I've put it behind me, but I think I need to share it with you guys. I'm not upset for what I did, and I don't regret it, because you know what? I explained this to a lot of people. I did what I had to do, and that was the only thing I had to do. But I want you guys to know, kids, if you guys are watching this, and you have a divorced parents and all that, please love your dad. If you have a dad that's in your life, despite if your parents are divorced, and your dad's in your life, please don't be mad at them. You know, you're getting something I didn't get. You have a dad involved in your life that I never had. And yeah, it frustrates me. But I want you guys to understand that if your parents are divorced and your dad's in your life, they care about you, he loves you, and I want you to know that. Okay, and I want you to not be upset at your dad because they got divorced. Okay, I grew up without a dad, and I took a lot of frustration out on my dad verbally, and I did what I had to do. But if you're in the same boat as me, but you have a dad involved in your life, cherish that every day, please. And that's it. So, sorry I got emotional, guys. But I wanted to tell you that story. If you guys have any questions for me about anything else regarding that story, feel free to leave it down below in the comment section. And I'll see you all in the next episode.